Hey everybody, I'm Lacey and I'm here with a review on these AFMAT pencil sharpeners for you. I have a previous video that I made talking about this AFMAT pencil sharpener and comparing it to an X-Acto pencil sharpener that I have, and that was about a year and a half ago that I made that video, and I got a lot of really good feedback on that video, so I thought I would follow up. I would let you know how things are going with this pencil sharpener a year and a half later, and also talk about a couple new pencil sharpeners and make some comparisons. So this is the guy that I actually had in the video from a year and a half ago. So it is the same pencil sharpener. And now that I have had a lot more time with it, I have a couple of updated opinions for you. And one of those updated opinions has to do with the fact that this needs to be charged. You need to plug it in to charge it, and it does not actually work while it's plugged in. So if you run out of battery and you need to sharpen a pencil, you're gonna have to plug it in, wait several hours, and then give it another go. In the previous review, I felt like that was gonna be a really big problem, but it turned out not to be a problem at all. I think it was probably about 9 months before I had to charge this, which is crazy because I use it all the time. It's not like once every couple of months I pick it up. I mean, I am constantly sharpening pencils in here, constantly doing drawings and demonstrations and things. So I was super impressed with that. Given that fact, I don't think that makes a difference at all. Of course, still having two just in case one is running low on battery or out of battery when you want to use it. Probably not a bad idea, especially because they're not super expensive. Again, I don't remember the price tag off the top of my head. I'll try and insert it into the video here. Of course, prices change sometimes, but it was somewhere around $30. It's not really breaking the bank. This has two different openings in the top, an 8mm and a 9.6mm. So that has been accommodating my charcoal pencils just fine. It's also been accommodating my graphite pencils just fine. Let's talk about why I love this so much to begin with. And that reason is that it creates a really, really long tapered point. So this is a much longer point than I have gotten from any pencil sharpener. I had some questions about whether this created a dull point, like a flat end on the end of the pencil, or a really sharp point. And I will say, at least at first, it made a very, very sharp point. Over a year and a half, I will say that I do notice a difference. It's very slight, but I do notice a difference in the way that it sharpens. Now, that's not me saying like, oh my God, you guys, this is a piece of crap. After a year, it's not going to do anything. I don't think that at all. This is just life, right? When you have mechanical materials and a mechanical process, which sharpening pencils is a mechanical process. It's rubbing metal up against the edge of wood and whatever. So I do feel that it's probably a little bit less sharp, not enough that it makes me want to get rid of this or, stop using it or anything. But there is a little bit of a difference, but I'll go ahead and give it a try today so that you can see how it's working. So this one is new. It's the same sharpener. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to get a new one to make a comparison to see, is the point on a new one preferable to the point on an old one? So other than the color and other than this one being newer than this one, they should basically be the same. And then what I'm gonna do is I got this other long point pencil sharpener by AFMAT, and I'm gonna make a comparison. So this one I have not used yet. Let's sharpen some pencils. I have some different pencils here. I have brand new ones, so we can see what happens with those. I have charcoal pencils in hard and medium. I also have here just this old white Conte pencil that I've been hanging on to for a while. And I'm using that to try and see if the larger pencils work well for this. So here we go. Let's start with a hard pencil. And I'm gonna kind of put one here for reference so that we can see how the ends are out of the box. And I'm gonna try this in the old one first. So it seems as this gets older, when you're starting with a brand new pencil, you kind of have to keep doing it again and again to get the long tapered point. You can see it's definitely a longer tapered point, but it really did not get very sharp there at the end. It's still a little bit blunt. So let's go ahead and grab another one and we'll try this newer one that is fresher. Okay, so there we go. Nice long tapered point. I do feel it's a little bit messed up at the end there. So I'm gonna put it back in, see if it gets a little bit sharper. And there we go. So that is a really, really, really nice sharp tapered point. It did take a minute, but given the fact that we're starting here, really blunt, I'm really happy with that. And then as you're drawing with it and you've already got it sharpened down the one time, just re-sharpening it doesn't take nearly as long as it does to do it from this. So hey, now that your pencils are nice and sharpened, why not take my 5-day drawing transformation challenge? This is a 5-day video course. You'll get an email every day for 5 days, and it contains a 30-minute video lesson that you can follow along with. It is going to teach you all the steps from beginning to end to create a realistic drawing in charcoal. Check it out in the link below. So let's go ahead and continue with the hard one, and I'm going to try this one for the first time. A little nervous. Let's see. So that's interesting. It kind of starts and stops. Wow, okay. So that's interesting. This one is even a little longer, but it is kind of blunt at the end. So maybe the people who are asking me about the end of it being blunt and kind of flat and saying that they've heard complaints about that, maybe that's this model in comparison to this model. So I do think it's a little bit longer, but it is a little flat at the end. So I can see wanting to kind of hit that with a little bit of sandpaper or something. I'm just gonna give it a try, see if it gets any sharper. Yeah, I feel like it's, you know, it's kind of getting a little bit sharper, but it does really kind of still have that flat end on it. So, I mean, I think this is pretty good. I think it went a little bit faster, even though it paused a lot. It did also feel a little bit harsher. So it feels like on a medium, definitely on a soft pencil, it could break off the end really easily, like there's more torque in it or something. So let's go ahead and try the medium pencil. I'm gonna skip out on this one for a minute because it didn't really sharpen the hard one very much. And I'm gonna move over to this one and see how it works with medium. All right, I'm gonna put this back in because it just seems not quite as sharp on the end. I think it can get a little sharper. There we go. Nice and super sharp on that one. So very, very pointy, love it. And let's try this one. All right, so kind of the same thing there. You know, it's nice that this did not break off because with the medium pencil being a little bit softer, I feel like that's more of a risk for the charcoal to break off, but the charcoal didn't break off. It is a little flat at the end. You can decide whether that bothers you or not, whether you would want to just sharpen that up a little bit. Let's go ahead and try this Conte pencil as well. Now it's not gonna fit in this one, I don't think, oh, it's like it's stuck. So I would not do that because it's like it almost fits, but then it gets stuck and I wouldn't want to risk that. It's not going to fit in this 8mm opening, so let's try on the blue one here, the 9mm opening, or 9.6mm. I measured these earlier and the General's pencils are just under 8mm. This one was just about 9mm, so I think it should fit. I'm going to give it a shot again because it's a little blunt at the end right now. You know, it's getting pretty good there, but I think we can get a little sharper on the end. Now that is really nice. Okay, so 9mm Conte pencil there, really nice sharp point on it. It did take a few times just to get it to that point, pun intended, I guess. But you know, once you get it done the first time, I think it's going to be a lot easier the times after that. So I think that is really fantastic. That's really nice. I do feel a little bummed that this one is not really performing very well right now. But like I said, I've had it for a year and a half, really heavy usage the whole year and a half. I'm definitely going to continue using this. I think this is the winner for me in terms of how did this model compare to this model. I definitely like this one better because it's getting that really sharp point. This one feels a little weird to me, but you know, it did do a really nice job except for that flat point on there. And it doesn't have the multiple openings. So I would choose this one as the winner, but this one, I own it. I'm definitely going to use it. It's definitely going with me when I need to have a sharp pencil. So I wouldn't discount this one at all, but here's the clear winner. I hope that you have enjoyed this pencil sharpener review. If you did, please give me a like, give me a subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.